Joplin in the house.
Good morning.
Good morning.
If you'd like to stand, we'll sing our call to worship.
Certainly.
One, two, three, four. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. Joy, 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 joined together, together in joy. Joy, 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 joined together, together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. Peace, 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 joined together, together in peace. Peace, 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 joined together, together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Everybody sing joy together. Oh, joy together. Oh, joy together. Oh, joy. Join together, together in love. Join together, together in love. Join together, together in love. Join together, together in love.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, music team. Want to welcome everyone to Unity of Traverse City. My name is Ann Reed, and I am very honored to be your worship assistant today and celebrate this maybe a little smoky but beautiful, beautiful summer day. So welcome. And welcome to anyone who might be watching us on YouTube. For those of you that aren't always able to be here, that's a great way to see the service. That's what I do when I'm out of town. We have a few announcements. Carol, do you want to come forward and just talk a little bit about social justice? Seems very appropriate. Thank you.
Good morning. The Social Justice Committee is getting together with the Unitarian Universalist Social Justice Committee. And we are having a texting and pizza party on, oh, sorry. I mean, it's not just for me to play with. Okay. Uh, It is a security blanket. Pizza and texting party on Wednesday, August 5th at 5:30 at UU. It's a get out the vote meeting, and we'll be texting, and it's a very simple text. I'm a computer texting idiot, so if I can do it, anybody can do it. It's a nonpartisan voting type of thing. We're asking that you just do $5, wanting to just do kind of a love offering to UU. We don't have a budget yet for our social justice committee. So we just kind of like to do a love offering. If you could give that to me if you think you're going to be there for the party. And I think that's it. If you got any questions, see me after the service, and I can tell you more about it. Yes, Bob?
Day and time?
You didn't hear that? August 9th, 5th at 5:30. August 5th. You probably didn't hear me because I was doing this. It's a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday. Is that good? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. It's important. I'm personally speaking, I'm really happy to see that partnership. I think working together, we can do so much more. That's great. That's great. Pit Spitters game. Don't forget about the Pit Spitters game on July the 30th, which is a week from this coming Thursday. If you've already purchased a ticket, it will be at the Will Call box office under the Unity Church. And if you haven't bought a ticket but would like to join us, go on the Pit Spitters website and buy a ticket in section 106, rows 11 and 12, and then you'll be with the rest of the Unity fans. It should be a lot of fun, or it will be, not should be. It will be a lot of fun, so I'm hoping that everyone can join, all of us who plan to be there. Conference, an AALA, Above All, Love All. Oh, I like that. Above All, Love All Conference. Registration is open for this year's Whole Planet Spirituality Forum and Retreat entitled Above All, Love All, so AALA, being held October 29th through November 1st on the beautiful grounds at Unity Village. Experience 3 days of inspiration, learning, renewal, and collaboration as we co-create a love-centered world free of exploitation. So please see Lisa Dawson, she's not here today, or Jill Zofia, which I don't see Jill today either, or Mary Ann. Mary Ann's always here. Mary Ann. Pronounce your last name, Mary Ann? That's it. I love it. You know, I will know that I've really made it as a worship assistant when I say your last name. It's going to take another year or two. Anyway, thank you. Wow, gee, I don't want to do that. I wouldn't. You'll do it? I know it. All right. Ernie.
It's Kachalia. See?
Kajalia. Anyway, see Mary Ann if you have any questions about the conference. So let's together say our statement of unity, which will be, there it is on the slide. And together, let's say, God is the wisdom that flows through every cell in my body and every thought in my mind.
The grace chant is around, so we'll do it once together, and we'll do it twice as around. That side can go with Ken, and this side can come with me. Into thy hands I commit my spirit. Thy will is my will. Heal me the death, so that I may glorify God. Reveal that which needs to be revealed. Heal that which needs to be healed, so that I may glorify God.
always love that one. Thank you. And now as we move into our service, we'll start with an opening prayer. And I'm actually going to read, I was going to read something else, but I changed my mind. I'm going to read a poem that was in the Daily Word for July and August, and it's called Appreciation, and it's written by Kristen Tracy. So if you would, close your eyes. She says, "The joy of simplicity makes life so sweet for me. A whisper, a gesture, give infinite pleasure. Likewise for silence, intuitive guidance, kindness and patience, and gentle complacence. Nature's tranquility, human nobility, gifts that surround us and amaze and astound us." And with that, we give thanks and say, Amen. And our meditation today, I know I've explained this probably more times than you're wanting to hear, but my process is to take a walk. And I was walking on Wednesday, and when I left the house Wednesday, it was warm, it was sunny, but when I was coming back from my walk, I thought, wow, the neighbors are burning a lot of trash. What's going on? A lot of smoke in the air. And what had come to me on the walk, in terms of what the topic would be for the meditation, was, what is truth? What is truth? And as I walked into the house, I thought, what is truth when smoke is in the air? How do you reconcile those? So that's where we're going today. So if you would, please get comfortable in your seats. Again, close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. And think about, when smoke fills the air, our vision is limited. Familiar landscapes disappear, and it's easy to lose sense of our direction. Spiritually, we experience similar moments: fear, misinformation, grief, conflict, and uncertainty can create a kind of inner smoke that obscures our ability to see clearly. Truth, however, is not dependent on our ability to perceive it. A mountain or a hill remains where it has always been, even when hidden by smoke. In the same way, the divine presence, love, wisdom, and our own spiritual identity remain constant, even when circumstances make them difficult to recognize. The question isn't whether truth exists. It's how we return to it when our vision is clouded. And we do that by becoming still, questioning our assumptions, listening deeply, and remembering that appearances are temporary while spiritual principles endure. Smoke eventually clears. Truth doesn't have to. And to our understanding that truth is not merely factual information, but the spiritual reality of God as life, love, wisdom, and presence, facts can change. Appearances deceive. Truth is the enduring spiritual reality beneath the changing conditions. So, when smoke is in the air, we don't need to create light. We simply trust that it's still shining beyond what we can currently see. Our spiritual practice is learning to live from that light until the smoke clears. So, with that, we affirm the truth of God is unchanged. The light within me still shines. And so it is. Amen.
There's more than enough in the universe that you created. There is more than enough on a planet of sacred design. There is more than enough for humanity made in your image. Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Your infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all I will ever be. Your infinite love. Let my soul know the truth, whatever I choose to do. Your infinite love will prove more than enough. There is more than enough in a universe that you created. There is more than enough on a planet of sacred design. There is more than enough for humanity made in your image. Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Your infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all I will ever be. Your infinite love. Let the world know the truth, whatever I choose to do. Your infinite love will prove more than enough. Your infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all I'll ever be is your infinite love. Let my soul know the truth, whatever we choose to do. Your infinite love will prove more than enough. More than enough. More than
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And honestly, Judy needs no introduction, but I'll have to say she is one of those people that helps me remember the truth when there's smoke in the air. So thank you, Judy. Come on forward.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. God bless. Did you leave the daily word? Yeah, you did. Good. More than enough. More than enough air. I can breathe. I can I can speak. I can share with you some of the fun that's creating this message for today has been for me. And while I do that, I'm going to keep liquid going. Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Carol. Thank you, Ann. So, we begin today with two familiar spiritual or by biblical passages. John 10:10. Jesus said, I have come to give you life, divine life, and to give it to you most abundantly. Now, I have kind of paraphrased that a little bit, but that's the way I've learned it. That's the way it works for me. I have come to give you life and to give it to you most abundantly. In the 23rd Psalm, right at the beginning, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Now, I don't know that I ever really focused on that last part very much. You know, you can rattle that off like you do the Lord's Prayer, right? The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. But I want to hear it today. I shall not want. I will be here. I am not out there wool gathering or focusing on whatever is going out there. I want. We had the experience this week of going to some friends' home for a dinner with Ken's writers group. Now, I knew it was one of those homes deep in the woods up in our area and everywhere here, I think. But I wasn't as aware of it until I moved way up to Boyne City. There are people who build mansions in the middle of the woods. And so we drove for a while and we went on one of those numbered lake roads. I always think they ran out of names of roads when you go to Lake. This was Lake 26 near Charlevoix. It was a Charlevoix address. And we took Marion Road and then we went in Lake 26 and we went. And we went off of that on something else. And finally we went off on that to the home where we were going to. And we drove in and you see the picture right now with the horse in the middle of the field. Well, there was the house in the middle of the field. And there was an enormous garden. And there were some outbuildings. And we were amazed, but that was nothing till we got inside. And there's a whole story about this home. All I can tell you, so you get a kind of a picture, is that it was built by descendants of the man who invented Generac. And we know Generacs are all about. This home happened to have 3 to keep it, the electricity up, should the electricity go out. And it was just beyond imagination. But it was something where it was even so much, I couldn't even go into, I want this. No, I don't want that. I understand it had 5 bathrooms. How many toilets do you want to clean? Not 5. Not 5. I mean, a couple is plenty for me, not 5. So anyway, it was just wonderful. But here I am now, and we're in this month of talking about prosperity. And now, to be perfectly honest, prosperity was my least favorite subject to give messages about. In all those years of ministry, I didn't even look in the files I have to see if I ever said anything wise when I was with you or subsequently, or prior to being with you about prosperity, because it was one that I just didn't want to deal with. Because, why? Why was that, Judy? Well, because I never felt like I demonstrated prosperity to the level I needed to in order to tell anybody. And we have a thing at our house when we read something neat, I guess I got it from Ken, because he'd say, well, that will preach, or drop that, that idea. Is it something I could preach about? So I said, well, I don't preach. And that's true. I pray. I hope you don't know that I don't ever try to preach to anybody. I do try to bring to our awareness something that we've always known, or something that we knew before that we learned at some point, to remind us of who we are, what we are about, what the truth is for us, and how we live our lives. So I'm not preaching about this, but I am amidst the doubt. But I do want you to know that I was really struggling to get something I really wanted to talk about here. And then also, probably in the light of the face of how many people are struggling right now. For how many people, and we hear it every night, every day in the news, gas and eggs has just become an enormous burden. And of course, I don't know that I've ever looked at the price of gas as much as I do now. And I thought of it on the way down. I didn't see anything but $4.29 a gallon. Starting up in Boyne, the gas stations, I see two as I leave, and then going through Mansalona, and then coming into town, all of them were the same. That's quite high. And it's quite high if you have to drive somewhere, or you're a farmer or whatever. I never look at diesel because I think that would be horrid. But so there's a lot of people who are concerned, and sometimes maybe we are concerned too. I'd read an article in the Atlantic, and I don't know, well, it was either the magazine or it came across my screen, about the difference right now in going to a movie. How many of you can tell me the last movie that you saw? Okay, Lori, what'd you see? Shrek? No, Shrek. Okay. And how long ago was that, do you think? Okay. Who else saw a movie in the last 6 months? Cheryl. Yes. Yes. Sometimes we don't go to movies now unless it's something that we've heard enough about that people have said you need to see this, and we decide I need to see this on the big screen. And most of us have a choice. We can say yes. But we realize that when we go to a movie now, it's like going out to dinner for the cost of it, right? And to get in, and then you buy popcorn. Okay, no, screw the popcorn, right? And the Coke and all that goes with it. It used to be the movies where everybody went. Think back to the Nickelodeon. Everybody could go. And even when we lived in Louisville, there was a theater that was, it was low cost, and especially for the senior matinee. It was like $3 or $5, and boy, the seniors were there. And we went to that movie. And then the others, if you go to the nice ones, then you could almost have dinner there. They've got a table, and it's got the lounge, and you get your wine or your whatever, and it's really, it could be a $50, I think. I've never done one of those, but I could imagine that could be very, very expensive to go to the movie that way. And so people who are struggling with the eggs and the gas issues and whatever else is on that list are not going to go to movies. Just what was commonplace and was so American is no longer. And sometimes that hurts. But when we talk about prosperity, and I think, Bob, and I didn't get to hear your lesson last week because you were in the amphitheater and there was no video of it. But we know, first of all, that prosperity is not only about financial well-being. It is about life. It is about nature. It is about the truth. It is about health. It is about relationships, healthy relationships. It is about all for which I am thankful. About wonder, about peace of mind, about mind and heart. Prosperity is all of it. And as I was going over this, was it this morning? Maybe after I had written it yesterday, I thought, I know love I am. I know peace I am, right? I know life I am. They are all part of me at the mental, at the emotional, at the physical, at the spiritual part. But have I ever allowed prosperity to be the same way? Not only an issue of mind and of socialization and of outer things, but is prosperity who I am? To me, that was a kind of an insight. I've been a minister since '84 when I was ordained, and probably before that. I know before that. But prosperity is bigger than a concept. Prosperity is a way of being. Unity is a way of life. Prosperity is a way of life. how we live our lives. Do we live it being grateful for all that is? And if you were with Myrtle, she would give thanks prior to being healed. That's the first time I ever read that. Before she ever started her prayer times, Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, she had a picture of Jesus at a chair, and she would give thanks. She would give thanks for her healthy body. And 3 years, she spent most of the time in her room with this prayer, giving thanks for her healthy body before it became a manifest reality. So we give thanks for the prosperity that we are. We give thanks for the prosperity in which we live. We give thanks for the wisdom and the prosperity that is ours. In the front of Daily Word every month, they cover 2 months now in one issue. We always have 5 affirmations, and I usually build my prayer time around those affirmations. And at some point in the month, those will appear in a regular lesson. But the one that really touched me this month was the one on prosperity, because of course I knew that's what I was going to be talking about at some point. And it says, focused in faith, I perceive the truth of divine abundance by which I prosper. The truth of divine abundance. That's who we are. Okay, so given that, why do we struggle? Well, as I was typing along yesterday, I thought about a note that I have from my sister, and she wrote it. Jerry passed in 2012, the 23rd of March. And on that note, she wrote something that came to her while she and I were driving from San Diego to Traverse City. At one point, I got to help her move from Denver to Louisville, and I flew from Maui because I didn't want her to do it alone. And then I was moving from Maui to Traverse City, and we decided to meet in San Diego. And so I flew to LA, got the car, went to San Diego. And could you imagine what it's like for a girl who's been driving on Maui, mostly? And if you've been to Maui, you know, usually 2-lane roads and wiggly roads, and sometimes there wasn't too much traffic unless you really got into Kihei or Wailuku or Kihei. No, it's Kihei. Well, Kihei could have traffic too. If you got to Kahului, where the airport is, you could, and a plane had just come in, there might be a little traffic, but there's no traffic there. And then I get off the plane, and I'm driving LA traffic. Well, I made it to San Diego. We spent a night there. We got in the car, and we started our journey to Traverse City. And we had our usual discussions. We probably had our usual fights along the way somewhere, disagreements along the way. And after that, she wrote this. Or maybe during it, she wrote it, because that's what it says. During our drive, she said, now she wrote this about me. She said, when she means so very much to me, why am I so demanding of her? Why do I fight with her over petty matters, critiquing her every move? Why do I expect too much? And by extension, then, am I not also hers? Critics of each other. So I substituted for all of the she's and hers in this, prosperity. And when I read it that way, it becomes, when prosperity means so very much to me, why am I so demanding of it? Why do I fight with prosperity over petty matters? Critiquing, it would be my every move or her every move. Why do I expect too much? Why do I expect that what I receive is not enough? Why do I ever think not enough when I know truth? In truth, there is more than enough. More than enough. Why do I fall into that? Am I alone in this? Okay, thank you. Okay, I have to go on and say, if I believe I am one with prosperity, I'm one with all, then there is no reason for that. Just like Jerry came to, and there is no reason for her to be so demanding of me. I was her big sister. She was my baby sister. How we looked at each other and viewed each other. So different. So Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, our co-founders, taught us this. They said, prosperity begins in your consciousness, friends, before it appears in experience. The foundation of our unity prosperity is the understanding that God is the source of our supply. I remember that from the play. God is how she'd say it. God is the source of our supply. God is my help in every need. God does my every. Where doesn't wonder? God does my every need supply, wonder, whatever. God. God is the source. It's not our income, our offerings, our bank account, our paycheck, or any single person or circumstance. It's not even Social Security only. God is the source of our supply. So, this is what I believe personally for us individually. But today I want to expand that to what we believe as a congregation, as a unity congregation. You know, planted here in Traverse City, Michigan, by a wonderful older lady long ago, and supported by many people, some who have passed on, some who are no longer with us, some who are just at home today, and I hope will watch this on YouTube. I believe a prosperous church is not simply one with financial resources. It is a community that consistently, and that's the word, thinks, speaks, prays, and acts from the awareness of God's abundant presence. It is a community that thinks, speaks, prays, acts, and totally believes and demonstrates that God is the source of our supply. So I wonder if you can remember the first time you came here, and maybe since then, what did you feel when you walked into this church? What did you welcome? Good. And what else? Who did? Oh, Brooke did. Brooke greeted you, yes. Okay, the question is, would you think people feel prosperity when they walk in here, when they walk down our path, or they come in the front door? And they see us in there, do they feel an abundance of love, if you would? I think so. I think so. I think when those purple doors someday we're going to have new doors. I know we are. And they're going to be more prosperous doors because those purple doors have had better days, right? And those things make such a difference. But do they feel the expansion of who we are? Prosperity is expansion. If they come and if you feel like the people are closed, people greet you with their arms folded. Have you ever been to a church where you can tell, if I sit in that pew, it might be somebody's place? You know, that could be, and that happened to us in an Episcopal church in Boyne City, where there were only like a half dozen, maybe a maximum of a dozen people in the church. And Ken and I were probably first. We sat down, and after we sat down in a little while, a lady came up to us and told us, "You are sitting in my pew." The whole church was empty, but we were in the wrong place. Now, did we ever go back? You could bet your bottom dollar we never went back to that church. No. And it's one block from the Presbyterian church we do go to, which is kind of funny when you think about it, with just the school administration building in between. But just, what do we exude when people come here? A sense of prosperity, a sense of abundance, a sense of welcome, a sense of appreciation. We learned something when Alan Reed was the president of our board, and that was for, I think, maybe 3 years. It was somewhere between 2000 and 2005 when I was serving. And so I'm going to say 2003 was about when we got this idea. He would not let us go into saying, we don't have enough, or is it in the budget, or can we even think about it? If we would go there, he would say, there is no scarcity in this ministry, in this church. Scarcity. Or if we started there, hey guys, you're heading into scarcity, here we go. It's a downward slope. No scarcity. And what did we do when we conceived the idea, Rowdy, of building that little, the technology room, if you would, and cutting a hole in the wall? Cheryl, Hilda, they might remember with Ann or the grief we got. Cutting a hole in the wall? Wow. And then building that. And then we have to equip it. And it was a big one, wasn't it? Kelly, you were there for some of that, I'm sure. Yeah. It was a big thing. We really stretched when we did that. And I think it's made everything change. Or when we built the playground. We had children then. That was a big expense. Or when we did the carpeting. That was a big one. Did we get the squares that we could replace, if something got damaged? Or when we got the pews, or the seats, or the lights. When we did those things, each one was a little stretch. Can we do this? Can we do this? Can we do this? We did not go into scarcity, and he led us through that, and these things all happened. So based upon that, based upon knowing the power of our words, that our words are formative, not just our words that we speak audibly, but our thoughts, and certainly the ideas we hold. I'm going to share a couple of practices. Well, actually, I think there's 7 total. But these are a part of building that prosperity consciousness that we use every day, but let's use them in the right way, use them together. So the first one is that we need to expect the best. Not be envisioning a church without children, expecting the best, expecting a family ministry, expecting to be fed, expecting to have a place where we can serve, expecting that the light is here, expecting the best. Secondly, forgiving and releasing the rest. It was a term when Scott was in the Air Force that I can't say it now, but I do my best and it was to heck with the rest. But this is releasing the rest. Sometimes if we have those negative thoughts that come up, those doubts, and they'll come, is there going to be enough money before the end of the month? Whatever it is the doubt that comes in, releasing that, knowing the truth. So there's an article in this Daily Word here by Maggie Alderman. She's the director of Silent Unity. And I'm going to tell you this so you have the connection here, why I love it so much. It's an article about release. She talks about a lemon tree that she had in her yard, and that's what this is about, that article is about. And she talks about when she got the idea of it wasn't prospering, it wasn't producing fruit, and she had to trim it. And then she got fruit out of it. Now, Maggie, in Spokane, Washington, our first ministry was in my Sunday school. She was a 4-year-old when I started working with that girl, that beautiful woman now. And I see her sometimes in Unity things and get the magazine. I go, oh, Maggie. Her daddy's Tim. He was our chair of the board for a number of years for Unity Worldwide Ministries. So read that article, releasing the rest. That comes up. Next one, being grateful for the opportunities that are before you. Being grateful for every gift that comes into your life and every gift you have to share. The next one, and as that comes, I think, what about waking up every morning and going to bed every night thinking of 3 things you're grateful for? And if we had time today, I'd be asking you all to name 3 things about this church that you are grateful for, or this ministry or this center, however you like to call it. People you're grateful for, building, the grounds, the music. Thank you. The beautiful people. One more. Give me one more. Oh, I love it. All of them, the cadre of preachers. Okay. So what came to me yesterday morning was, and this was really early, especially when I don't have a voice right now, was I got out of bed singing, I've got plenty of nothing, and nothing's plenty for me. And I thought, where does that come from? Annie, get your gun. Ethel Merman sang that. And that song, I won't go any further singing it for you, but it ends with, I've got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. I got plenty. I've got plenty. So thought about that. The other one that came a little later was Johnny Appleseed. Remember that? It's a grace, and we sang at a camp, I think. You know, Marty, you should be doing these for me. You can sing, "The Lord is good to me," and so I thank the Lord for giving me the things I need, the sun and the rain and the apple seed. The Lord is good to me. So being grateful and giving thanks. The next one, praying and speaking words of abundance, knowing you live in a world of abundance. Johnny Coleman. Heard of Johnny Coleman? Johnny started the Unity Foundation, whatever it was, in downtown Chicago, one of our biggest Unity ministries. Johnny was a very large woman, big woman. And when Johnny went out to borrow money from a bank to open her little center, I remember her saying that I bought a great big purse. She said, I didn't have anything in it, but I took a great big purse with me, convinced just to let the banker know that I had plenty, that I could handle this. And I've always thought of her, Johnny, and her great big purse. Never, here's another one, never resent the money that you have or the bills that you are called to pay. Bless them and give thanks. Give thanks for the substance that allows you to pay the bill. Give thanks. Bless that check as you mail it. Bless these gifts. Bless these opportunities. Next one, I think is most important. Focus on why we're here. Why am I here? Why you are here? Why are we here together? Your mission, your purpose for being. Am I really serving God in the way I want to serve or the way I'm able to serve? Even in my home, when I am making peace and forgiving and loving and realizing this morning as the gratitude list, what was on the top of it? My husband, Ken. I went, oh, sometimes I don't think that, you know? Having him in my life and his awarenesses and all that I learned from him and just his presence. The next one that's real important then is generosity, being able to give, knowing that if I give of my time, my talent, my treasure, my love, I'm keeping the flow going in this world and in my life. These are things as a congregation that we continually need to ask ourselves. If Spirit was fully expressing through us, what would people act and feel and see when they join us, when they see us? What would they see if Spirit was fully expressing through us? So I'm going to ask you to join me in a prosperity covenant. And hopefully you received a little piece of paper when you came in. And I hope you will take this home with you and use it in your prayer times. And do we have this, Molly, on the screen? Who's doing the screen? It's there. Okay, there it is. I see it. I didn't know if everybody could read it, so I wanted you to have it with you. And could we pray this together, this covenant, and then use it for our church, and I would say for our world as a whole? Together, please. We choose to think prosperously, speak prosperously, pray prosperously, and act prosperously. We affirm that divine mind is the ultimate source of every idea, every opportunity, every relationship, and every resource needed for our lives and for this ministry to fulfill our sacred purpose. We bless every person, every gift, every dollar, every opportunity, and every act of service that flows through this ministry. Sphere, circulate our gifts freely, practice gratitude daily, and joyfully expect the highest good for this church and all for whom we serve. Together, we commit ourselves to being faithful stewards of divinest substance, living examples of prosperity in action. This is the truth of divine abundance, and so it is, friends. God bless and thank you.
Thank you, Judy. That's an interesting perspective. I would never have guessed that you struggled the way that you did with the idea, the concept, the belief in prosperity. But thank you. Thank you for your humanness as well, you know? So now is the time of our offering. Don't yawn, Ann. Come on. Oh, it's the time to share our financial gifts with the ministry. As children of a loving God, we live in the light of abundance, deeply grateful for all that has been given and all that is to come. We embrace the good that God provides with joy and thanksgiving. So our prosperity blessing, let's say together, it's on the slide. God is the constant, unconditional, and unfailing source of good in our lives. Thank you. For those who may not know that, the name of that tune is More Than Enough. Ah. So that's what it says on here.
That works for you.
Oh, well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I want to just tag on a little bit about prosperity because I meant to actually say this in the announcements and I forgot. But you know, there's so many ways to give. And as Judy mentioned, it's your time, your talent, your love, as well as your financial gifts that are shared with this ministry, which is really important. One other way, if you haven't purchased your Meyer gift card, is I got mine today. But if you haven't, they are available at any time, but they are available today. They're $100 each. It's just truly a gift card. You take that to Meijer and you can spend it on whatever you choose to, and we at Unity get a piece of that back. So if you happen to be a Meijer shopper, or I really wasn't, but I am now, please do take advantage of that. You can see myself or Bob White or Bill Dawson. Actually, Bill has some in his hands right now. So another way to potentially, or to give to Unity of Traverse City. With that, I want to say thank you to the music team, as always. Thank you to our volunteers. Thank you to Rowdy back there in the sound booth. Thank you for all those who put the food together. You know, everyone that's in a chair today, I want to thank you for coming and for being here and joining us in this celebration of just a beautiful day in Traverse City, Michigan. And with that, I think we'll form our circle. Or have my clammy hand, have my clammy shoulder. Smoke is in the air.
We gotta go this way. Okay.
All right. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for braving the smoke. I know that probably really has kept some people home today. But again, it will clear. And the truth is that divine love, that divine presence is always, always with us. So, Judy, would you mind doing a closing prayer?
I'd love to. No, I don't. I'm still on,
Oh,
aren't
you're
I?
on. I'm sorry.
Let's just take a moment to know that while we are here in body, that there's so many that have joined us in spirit, and there are those today for whom we pray that, yes, we are connected, for we know we're one. So let us speak their names, whether you do it audibly, or whether you do it silently in your heart, those who you specifically pray with this morning. Put their names into our circle. And we know that our loving Mother, Father God, has received these names and received these prayers. What? They come from, God bless you, from very, very open hearts and minds. A wonderful work is being done in us and through us, and for this we do give thanks. Know that this is true now and forevermore. And now we join together in our prayer for protection and our peace.
Thank you.